The tale of the bamboo cutter is considered the oldest surviving monogatari. It's a traditional form of Japanese literature that can be compared to an epic with the way the prose work. Basically what happens is that there is this old bamboo cutter, but he's really sad. He's in his feelings about not having a kid. So one morning he goes out to get his bamboo, and it is filled with moonlight, and it was like highlighting this one piece of bamboo. So he went over to it and he saw that there was a little tiny human, quite literally 3 inches tall and incredibly beautiful, just in this bamboo. And so the bamboo cutter literally was like, all right, you must be for me. You're my kid. And so he took her home to his wife, and they raised her. So 3 months later, she's a full adult now, because that's how myths work, and her adopted father decides that she needs to be married now. They throw a party for her coming of age. There are so many suitors, and most of them don't even get a chance to come into the house. 5 of these suitors, who were all knights, basically decided that they were gonna go without food. They were gonna stand outside her house with whatever the weather was. Very, honestly, in my opinion, very creepy. Her father is essentially like, hey, what else do you want? These guys are so dedicated. She just doesn't care. She's not interested. She's like, why must I do this? I have no wish to marry. And so she is like, I need to test them. So she gives them each their own Herculean task. But basically they all had to go on a fetch quest. A wild goose chase, if you will. She gets out of that. None of the 5 suitors succeed. She gets to keep living her life for a little bit. And so eventually the emperor catches wind of how beautiful she is. He sends an envoy. Basically is like, no, you have to come back to the palace. This Kaguya basically says, I will just cease to exist. I will evaporate. Emperor hears this and he's like, okay, well, I'll come to you. Just come with me to court. She's like, no, I will disappear. As she's telling him, she starts to fade. So the emperor leaves. She starts to spend a lot of time looking at the moon at night, and her adopted father is like, hey, what's wrong? Are you heartbroken? How did I miss this? And she's like, no, you're right. I'm from the moon. I am essentially made of moonlight. It is time for me to go back, and on August 15th, people will come and get me. But the idea of leaving her foster parents is making her sob. She's so happy here. She doesn't want to give this up. The emperor finds out about this. The emperor sends 2,000 warriors to go watch her house. 1,000 on the roof, which how is the roof ever going to sustain that? This giant misty cloud chariot thing comes down with these bright shining people, has to come back to the moon. The only reason she's down here is because she committed a crime, and this was her punishment. Then she's about to get on, and she's like, hold on, I have to leave a note for the emperor to say goodbye. So she leaves him a note, and she leaves him the elixir of life, but he's so scared of it, he sends it to Mount Fuji, and they burn it there. And so that's supposed to be why Mount Fuji has some smoke rising from the top of the clouds. He just becomes part of the moon. Bye!